Welcome back to GAA Fan TV. Ballyhale Shamrocks 122, Dunloy 115. Ballyhale Shamrocks are All-Ireland Club Senior Hurling Champions once again. They have now won 3 out of the last 4 available All-Irelands. One of the greatest club teams of all time, make no question about it. And in the end, they come through a very dogged Dunloy performance. And I mean, look, fair play to them. They gave this game a really, really good effort. They gave this game as good as they got it. And, you know, I'm not going to lie, there was a couple of moments watching that game where I felt like maybe, just maybe, Dunloy might be in with a chance to pull off the shock. You know, I don't think it was the best performance from Ballyhale Shamrocks that I've seen all year. I think they were far better in a lot more games that they probably played this year. But I think at the end of the day, at this point in the season, it doesn't matter. You win your All-Ireland. That's what history remembers. You know, history remembers winners. And although it wasn't the greatest performance in the world from Ballyhale Shamrocks, they needed, you know, in the end, they got the victory. And that is the most important thing. Owen Cody, what a sensational performance from him. 1-5 in total. I mean, people say he's one of the most underrated hurlers in the country. I think he's won Young Hurler of the Year 2 or 3 times now from what I remember. So I think he does get the recognition that he deserves. But, you know, I think when people look at the greatest hurlers of that have ever played for Kilkenny and have ever played Kilkenny club hurling and all the rest, they look at the likes of TJ Reid, they look at the likes of Henry Shefflin, DJ Carey. I think Owen Cody is more than on his way to becoming that. He really, really is. I mean, 1-5 today. I remember in the All-Ireland final against Limerick last year, he was very good as well. You know, he produces time and time again. And the thing is about Owen Cody is that, you know, he's doing it all from play as well. You know, he's not doing it from place balls or 65s or anything of that nature. He is doing this from play, and sensational performance. I mean, that goal in the first half came at such a key point when Dunloy had started quite bright. And I think we're leading by 2 points at that stage. You know, and time again, in the right places at the right times. And a very, very good performance from him. He obviously got a yellow card for his troubles as well, which I think was a fair yellow in the end. I don't think it was anything more for that challenge. But yeah, I suppose running through some of the key moments of the game, I mean, like, this was a very, very close game, really, right up until the final sort of 10 to 15 minutes. You know, obviously, Dunloy get themselves that early goal from Ronan Malloy. Really set the tempo. From watching on the TV, you sort of got the feeling that the majority of the crowd were Dunloy supporters. I might be wrong in saying that, but you did get the vibe that the majority of the supporters were probably from Dunloy, and you could feel the atmosphere every time they scored. They won a tackle. And again, they done so with that early goal. Ronan Malloy gets the finish. Really, really well taken goal. And yeah, like, I thought Dunloy done well. Like, they sort of limited, like, TJ Reid finished with 7 points, but I thought all in all from play, he was fairly quiet. You know, Owen Cody was sensational, but, you know, it wasn't really until the final 10 minutes that we seen the likes of Colin Fennelly and Joey Cuddihy really come alive. You know, and outside of Owen Cody from play, like, just looking at it here, they actually didn't have too many scores. Like, they relied a lot on 65s, frees and everything else. And, you know, they weren't at all convincing. And in the first half, that was the case. And like, the impressive thing about Dunloy was that they just kept chipping away at Ballyhale's lead. I mean, once Ballyhale go into a 2-3 point lead, you have Paul Shields stepping up, Oran Quinn getting on the score sheet as well. Paul Shields, I thought, had a very, very good performance from a Dunloy point of view. I thought he was very good. You could arguably say maybe he swung the hurl towards the end of the game there, and maybe possibly could have got. Did he even get a yellow card in the end? I'm not even too sure that he did. He should have certainly got a booking for that, anyways. You know, and they just kept at Ballyhale Shamrocks, and there was times in the game where it looked like Ballyhale were gonna pull away, but Dunloy just kept on coming back. And you know, Conal Cunning, very impressive performance from him. 7 points, a lot from place balls. Ronan Malloy with 1-1 was very good. As I said, Paul Shields was outstanding. I think for Dunloy, you could just see though that the effort was there, the commitment was there, the quality just probably wasn't there, you know, and that's with all due respect really to Antrim hurling. You know, they're coming up against a phenomenal Ballyhale Shamrock side who were nowhere near their best today. But there were moments sort of in the final 15 minutes where Dunloy kept winning ball in and around the middle. They were turning Ballyhale over time and time again. Paul Shields was doing phenomenal. Oran Quinn was getting challenges in. And Ballyhale just started to get a little bit wasteful, missing a couple of opportunities. And I remember Dunloy dropped 2 or 3 chances short. And, if those go over the bar, momentum is everything in sport. They would have possibly could have drawn the game level, possibly could have even taken the lead from there. But it was really in the final 10 minutes, really, where Ballyhale Shamrocks started to pull away. I mean, after Ronan Malloy's point in the 51st minute, Paddy Mullen, Owen Cody, and Killian Corcoran all hitting 3 without reply. Colin Fennelly then gets a point a couple of minutes later. And all of a sudden, what was a 2-3 point lead became a 5-6 point lead. And although Dunloy, were able to stem the Ballyhale momentum a little bit with Paul Shields and Conal Cunning bringing it back down to 4 points, Owen Cody, Ronan Corcoran and Dar Corcoran just very much finishing the job then in the final couple of minutes to wrap up a 7 point lead. A few comments coming in here. Tom says, well done, Ballyhale, some achievements. Absolutely, yeah. What an achievement for them. Three All-Irelands now of the last 4 available. Obviously, it would be 3 All-Irelands in 4 years, but as we very well know, the 2021 All-Ireland Club Hurling Championship and Football Championships, well, all club championships were suspended, obviously, due to COVID. So, who knows? They would have been thereabouts that year, I'm sure, as well. So, we could have possibly been talking about 4 and 5 years. And, if Harry Ruddle misses that chance, last year, Ballyhale would have essentially won 4 All-Irelands in a row. And I think there would have been no question about them being the greatest club team of all time. Ian says Dunloy were excellent. They were absolutely superb and really putting Antrim hurling on the map. And, I think it's great to see. Like, I think myself and probably a lot of neutrals, including me as well, really expected Ballyhale to wipe the floor with Dunloy. And, I probably don't know enough about Dunloy, really, realistically speaking. Like, I haven't really watched any Antrim club hurling or anything like that, just kind of going off what I've seen in the All-Ireland. But fair play to them, to get to this stage, beating St. Thomas, obviously winning the Ulster Championship, beating Slot Neil. And then in this performance, they more than done themselves proud. Ian also says scoreline flatters Ballyhale. Yeah, like to a certain degree it did. Like, definitely in the final 10 minutes, it's probably that conditioning and sort of, work on the training ground and sort of the leg work that's there for Ballyhale that probably seeing them over the line in the end. Those Ballyhale players are used to playing in All-Irelands with Kilkenny. They're used to playing in All-Irelands in Ballyhale, and it was fine. They just had a bit more energy about themselves in the final 10 minutes. And really, they didn't really start playing. I'd even arguably say as well, they didn't really turn up until the final 10 minutes. That was really when we seen the best from Ballyhale, when they really just started to really turn up to the occasion. For the opening 50, 60 minutes, it looked like they never really got out of third gear. It looked like they were in cruise control. They never really looked like losing the game, but at the same time, there were moments in that where you thought, like, Dunloy, if they just have a little bit more here, they might be able to pull off the shock. But look, fair play to Ballyhale. In the end, history only remembers winners. 3 out of the last 4 All-Irelands have now been won by Ballyhale Shamrocks, one of the greatest club teams of all time. And if they go out and win the All-Ireland next year, possibly we need to have the conversation about them being the greatest club team of all time across all codes, in my opinion. I think that, if they can go and win it again next year, I think they have to be considered that, because, Corofin obviously won 3 in a row in football, and you're thinking of the great Crossmaglen team as well. Ballyhale maybe in the past I've had some fantastic winning All-Ireland teams as well. But if they can go out and win the All-Ireland again next year, I think that has to put them, in my opinion, as the greatest club team of all time. I really, really do. Tom says, what's your prediction for Kilmacud final? I think Kilmacud by 3 or 4 points. Yeah, I think Kilmacud Crokes will win by 2 points, and I will be doing a live watch along over on the channel. I'll be starting that at about 3:15, so make sure to get yourself over there, and everyone else, if you could, we'll be watching the game live. Obviously won't be showing the game because of copyright and all the rest, but I will be reacting to the game as it happens, and obviously interacting with some of you lads in the comments as well. So cheers to anyone who tuned in. Hit the like button and subscribe. Big congratulations to Ballyhale Shamrocks. Huge moment for them winning the All-Irelands. For Dunloy, done themselves very proud, and I think Antrim hurling's in a very good place now going into the coming years. And Yeah, look, a much more entertaining game than I expected, to be honest with you. So I think that's always good to see. So yeah, cheers anyone who tuned in. Hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you over at the Kilmacud Crokes versus Whitey Grange Glen live watch along in about 10 minutes.